What's up, everybody? Cigar Sherpa Laird Mayhew back with another cigar review, and today I have got the Perdomo 10th Anniversary Maduro and Robusto. Stay tuned. All right. Welcome back to another installment here at Cigar Sherpa. I, of course, am your host, Laird Mayhew, and if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If it's not your first time here, well, then welcome back. As always, as my intro said, today I have got the Perdomo 10th Anniversary Maduro and Robusto. Now, I believe this will be the first Perdomo that I've ever reviewed on this channel in the, 105 episodes that we've put out and over the course of the last year since we started. And I don't know why, but Perdomo is just not one of those brands that I'm typically drawn to. There is a lot of blends and wrapper choices. I mean, you could probably start with a goal to make every Perdomo, to smoke every Perdomo, and you would be working on it for a while. So I'm just typically not drawn to them. I don't know, but I will tell you this. Every time I get my hands on one, someone gives me one. I know a bunch of people that are Perdomo people, loyal to the brand, and they give them to me. And when I smoke it, I always stop and think to myself, why am I not smoking more Perdomos? Now, you might hear me say Perdomo. I just apologize now. For some reason, it's just the way it rolls off my tongue with my southern ass. I don't know Perdomo. It's Perdomo. Okay, so this is a Nicaraguan puro. All the tobaccos used in this cigar are aged for 6 years. So it's Esteli, Condega, Jalapa blend. So aged cigar, very nice. It is a softly box-pressed. You know what? I didn't even write down the size of it. So I'm going to say it is a 5-inch by 52 ring gauge. Okay, that's just my guess. I'm going to go back before I do the first third, and I'm going to look and I'll confirm that. But I'm going to say 5 inches by 52 ring gauge. It's a very nice wrapper. It kind of looks like a Connecticut broadleaf to me. That's what I would have guessed if I didn't know that it was a Nicaraguan puro. It's got a nice triple cap. Construction is beautiful. There's no soft spots. It's very well packed. Got that nice little dark center. All right. It's just got like a peppery barnyard smell coming off the wrapper, but like a sweet note coming off the foot, maybe like a dried fruit. I don't smell it. I thought I smelled cocoa at first, but when I go back to it, it's more like just like a dried fruit. So I'm going to give this thing a punch and a light and come back. Tell you what I think about it from there. Stay tuned. Perfect draw. Whew, tons of smoke. I don't think I mentioned the toothiness on this wrapper. You can feel it almost like a cat's tongue. It's rough right around the lips. And I tell you what, I actually like it. Very, very thick, dense wrapper. And yes, I'm using a Bic, and I'll touch on that later. I got somebody ask me about that today at the shop. Offered to let me use his lighter, and I said, no, I'm good. And he tried to go into telling me how I shouldn't use a Bic lighter. And I'm going to touch on that as soon as I get into the flavor notes here. Like I said, tons of smoke. It's an oily smoke. It's real sweet right off the bat. I mean, like silky, chocolatey, sweet with an oily smoke. Black pepper on the retrohale, just barely in the back. Nothing so much on the palate right now as far as pepper goes, but I'm going to let this thing develop, and I'm going to come back and tell you what I think about it. Stay tuned. All right. We are well into the first third, and this cigar has already got me looking at this cigar and asking myself, why in the hell do I not smoke more Perdomos? It's just one of them cigars. I don't know why. I'm gonna make a point of it this year. But so far, this thing is, I'm going to say it's full flavored, full bodied. I mean, it has got a very oily smoke. It's got a very light pepper, just very light pepper for me, black pepper. It's very chocolatey, and there is a nice like roasted coffee. And that's all I'm getting. but that's enough. I don't, normally you're like, oh, you want to hear all these different notes, but I'm getting a really, really mellow black pepper. I'm getting a very oily smoke, almost a creamy texture, but more oily. It's very like milk chocolatey almost. No, I wouldn't say milk chocolate. It's like a silky dark chocolate because it's like semi-sweet. And then it's got that nice coffee note on there. And that's all I'm getting so far, but trust me, folks, it is enough. I am very satisfied with it. And I have smoked a lot of cigars today. So, touching on my lighter story, I was lighting up my cigar in a cigar shop today, and a guy offered me his torch flame lighter. I was using this because I didn't have my torch flame lighter. Now, typically I use a torch flame lighter because it just burns a little hotter, and I can just kind of get it lit up. I do a lot of driving and smoking, so it's just easier when I can just circle it, get it lit, puff on it, and go. Okay. So with the soft flame, the Bic lighter, I kind of have to hold it there, and I'll roll it around and just kind of toast the foot, and then I'll just light it up as normal. And I told him, no, I'm good. And he proceeded, don't you hate this type of person, to almost tell me from a stance of he was up here and I was down here, like I was some new guy that needed his advice on why I shouldn't use a Bic. And let me tell y'all, if you've watched my reviews in the past, you know that that is utter bullshit, okay? If you ever go around the people that actually make these things, they usually don't even have Bics. They got those like cheap third world lighters, that last a couple of flicks. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't taint the tobacco. This is actually a very clean fuel, okay? If you're that worried about it and you really want to be that particular, all you got to do is right when you light it up, just hold the flame on it and blow through it, and you're going to purge out any ammonia in there, and you'll get out any of what you're worried about. But I'm going to tell you right now, you don't have to worry about it. You can use a Bic, and don't let anybody tell you different. And if they ask, you just tell them I told you, and they can deal with me. But it ain't like I'm anybody anyway. But anyway, I'm going to get into the second third. And come back and tell you what I think about it. Stay tuned. All right. We are in the second third, just about to the halfway point of this cigar. It's starting to go a little off kilter on the burn there, but I'm not going to mess with it. I left the ash on just to see how well it would hang on. And it's hanging on good. I'm going to go ahead and ash it, though. Go ahead and knock that off. Very mild cigar, flavor-wise. I would say it's a medium plus in body. It started off more full-bodied, and I thought it was going to be a full-bodied smoke, but as it burned into the first third, it just kind of relaxed. That black pepper is very smooth. I'm hardly even getting in the retrohale. Leaving a little bit of a tingle on the tongue, just to let you know it's there. It's chocolatey. Here in the second third, I'm picking up more of like a wood note, and it's almost oaky. I'm not a big fan of oakiness, but I am pairing, and I know I typically don't drink. I normally drink in Dr. Pepper, but tonight, Saturday, I've been running around all day. I am pairing this with a 12-year single malt scotch from Glenfiddich. Birthday present from my son-in-law, Jarek and Reagan. Actually, it was from Jarek because Reagan was in California, so I appreciate it. And I'm working on it. You can see I've had it since September, and I'm just at a half a bottle. I hardly ever drink. But it is pairing up nice because this cigar actually has a woody note to it. And I want it's not cedar because there's no bite to it. It's just like a very subtle oak flavor in the background. Maybe picking up a little leather there. So it's transitioning a little bit. It's actually getting more smooth. Strength-wise, I'd say it's about a medium strength. Okay, because I am getting a little bit of the nicotine effect. Or it could be the scotch. I don't know. But I'm going to let this thing go into the final third. And I'm going to come back and tell you what I think about it. Stay tuned. All right. We're in the final third, and we got a little bit of a transition here from the second third into the final third. The smoke is a little less oily now, and that wood note, the oak note, is kind of like come to the forefront. So it's kind of leaving like a dryness on the palate, but it's still leaving an oily finish. It's weird. It's kind of like half and half. It's like half dry and half oily. Long finish, leather note, really strong in the forefront along with the coffee note. Sweetness is only on the palate. Retrohale is red pepper at the tail end of the retrohale. Okay, when you first get your retrohale out, it's just kind of like cool smoke, and then it kind of stings at the end, reminded me of like a cayenne pepper burn. I kind of pick up that chocolatey note that I was getting in the beginning right as I start to draw on the cigar. As soon as I finish the draw and I start to blow out, it kind of goes away. But overall, good cigar. It's very aged tasting, I guess. It's very smooth, very mellow, long finish, medium to full-bodied, about a medium strength. Paired very well with the Scotch. Not really my thing. You know, I started off really liking this cigar. I really like the heavy chocolate note and the oily smoke. I could have done with a little bit more spice. I think I got a little bit of spice, but not enough to mention. So I just kind of left it off my little book down here. But I've smoked this thing down, and I'm going to keep smoking it until it burns my fingers. And I'm going to end the review here. Cigar Sherpa, Laird Mayhew, reminding you to be polite to everybody that you meet, but always have a backup plan in case things go south. And I'm out.